Lord Parker, I am going to try and make a video for you here about grips. In our game, it is important to not keep a closed fist on your sword or your shield the entire time, just because it's going to fight against you, it's going to transfer force back into your body, it's going to make your strikes weaker and wear out your joints. So I want to show you the grips that we use for swords specifically. Uh, what I've learned is there really are three grips. There's the pointer finger grip, or what they call the OK Go. There's the two middle finger grips, which leads to a very open grip like this. And then there's a pinky grip, which looks like that. And there's kind of a use for all three of them. Everyone has a preference. Most real good fighters are going to stick to one but cycle through the rest as needed. Their hands are just going to kind of do this the whole time they're fighting. When I started, the tradition was the OK Go. The idea was you would hold this kind of OK position with the sword behind your back, behind your head, something like this. You'd be holding it like this, and you'd strike and you'd point out. You see how as you change your grip, the sword moves, and you get a lot of movement. You get like 120 degrees or more just changing your grip. That works well for behind the back guards. That in frame. So if your guard looks something like this, you're probably shield forward, refusing the fight, and you're in the OK position. You squeeze and pull your hand in toward your pocket, and your sword rocks forward, and now you're in the go position. You can see my finger, kind of. Right? So, that kind of thing. And you can, once the sword's out here, your hand becomes the delivery system, and it chooses where you're going to strike, but the power is generated in that grip. And of course, you're going to throw your body into it as well. That's also a key factor in our fighting, but I'm just talking about grips today. So if I don't swing my hips a whole bunch, forgive me. Two finger grip is useful in different guards. It's more of a slashing grip. I don't think it really has a great use in single sword in our sport, but it is very open. It allows your sword to be pulled back and forth with your pointer and your ring finger. So you squeeze your ring finger and it goes forward. You squeeze your pointer finger and it goes backwards. It lends itself well to wraps, for instance. So you can be in whatever guard you want, probably a high guard kind of behind your head, right? And you squeeze your pointer finger to get your sword going forward, drive your hip in, of course, and then turn your sword over, whip your hip back, and squeeze your pointer finger now to pull the sword in. That's good. It's not the one that I prefer, but I used it for a good while and it served me well. It's, like I said, I think the best approach is to be able to kind of cycle between these, but that is another grip. The last one is the pinky grip, and this one is fairly new to me and it's serving me well. I'm getting a lot of good results, so I'll talk about this a little bit too. Pinky grip doesn't leave you quite as much room when you squeeze, because you've lost that much range of motion. You can still relax your hand a little bit, and when you squeeze, you get like 45 degrees of movement, maybe a little bit more if you keep your wrist loose. but it's kind of all we need in a lot of cases. This is a fast grip. It works well for a vertical guard. So if you're straight up, it works best for this. If you're back here, then you're giving up control. If you're off to like over your head in this kind of guard, again, you're giving up a little bit of control, but you can use this just fine. The more vertical, the easier it is to hold your sword in place. But if you keep it in motion and you're squeezing it, there we go, then you're constantly testing the guard. That's not so bad. But in this one, you would squeeze your hand as you're bringing the sword in. It's something you have to work with quickly. You have to link your body movements. So you would squeeze your grip while pulling your elbow in and turning your hips or straightening your leg, however you're going to do it, and letting your sword come out. It's fast. But again, there's the control issue. If you're not vertical, you start depending on the smallest digit on your hand to control your sword. So it can lead to, I shouldn't say that. No, it may take a little bit longer for you to master your control with that grip, and that's fine. Once you get in a groove with it though, it becomes a very powerful item. So try those things out. What you shouldn't be trying is keeping a hammer grip the whole time. And watching your Pel work, I'm seeing quite a bit of this. Whether or not you're squeezing, I don't know if you're death gripping this thing or if you're just keeping your hand planted. But when your hand's planted, you can't use your grip to move your sword. Everything that moves your sword is a full force multiplier. So if you are swinging your arm, that's one aspect of your force. If you're swinging your arm and rotating your body, that's another aspect of the force. If you are swinging your arm, rotating your body, and squeezing your grip, that's a third aspect. All of these things compound the force. So if you can incorporate that, you should. If you have a hammer grip, you don't get that. The other thing is if you have a clenched grip, when you strike, you don't have the same reach. A clenched grip can't reach weird angles. You can't have this kind of angle because your hand's closed. You can't do it. You'd have to turn your whole body sideways. But with a nice loose grip, I can hit a leg with my palm facing up and my hand right in front of me, where I can then turn into a guard really quickly if I need to. The same thing with like an offside wrap or back blade, or however you want to call it. You can't do that without racking your arm, but with a loose grip, ooh, that went bad. You can still maintain a lot of control. And lastly, the force that it pushes back into your body with a closed grip, especially if you're squeezing, when you hit, you are not transferring all the force to your opponent or to your target. You're absorbing some of that in your joint. You have to be able to let the sword leave your skeletal structure. It can't do that when you're clenched tight. You got to be able to pop it out there. You can see the Pel's moving because I'm transferring the force, and if I clench it, it's not getting stronger. It's just hurting more for me. So that's the kind of breakdown. That's sort of what I'm seeing in your Pel work. And there was one moment where I saw you kind of rubbing your shoulder. I'm seeing the beginnings of what we all kind of deal with in rattan fighting, a lot of the repetitive stress from the joints being used improperly. So just want to keep you healthy, take care of you so that you have a long fighting career ahead of you, and so that you enjoy yourself and, make you a badass reaper. So if you have questions, of course, let me know. I'm happy to talk about this. Take it to your local fighter practice, talk to your knights, and see what kind of mileage you get out of it. Cheers.